Turki Al-Rashid knows what he has in Terence Crawford, and that's the reason he's main eventing this great card with amazing fighters like Andy Ruiz, Pitbull Cruz, Rayo Valenzuela, Jared Anderson, David Morrell, Andy Cruz.
The perfect card.
The list goes on, guys. I mean, I truly believe that this is the best fight card in possibly the last 20, 30 years.
Welcome back once again, y'all, to the Pound for Pound Boxing Channel. I'm your boy, Mac. Now, are you guys ready for the return of the Pound for Pound King in Terence Crawford, as he will be in the fight card of the century, taking on Israel Madrimov live on August 3rd at the BMO Stadium in Los Angeles, California. As usual, I'll be handing this over to my co-host. Now let's talk some boxing.
Welcome back to the Pound for Pound Box Channel. My name is Eric.
And I'm Alex.
Now let's talk about the main fight to the card of the century. Terence Bud Crawford will return to fight Israel Madrimov, who is the WBA 154 world champ.
Man, Madrimov, man, he looks like he's pretty good. He looks like he could actually walk Terence Crawford down, man. I was watching clips of him sparring. It looks like he's getting prepared for this fight.
I mean, I've seen little of Madrimov, but what I do know is this guy is killer, man. I mean, he only has, 10 fights? But this guy has a lot of knockouts. This guy comes, and this guy's aggressive, man.
It don't even look like he belongs at 154. It looks like he belongs like at 160 or 168.
Yeah, this guy is a big opponent, and we know that this is Terence Crawford debut at 154, so we're going to see how this goes. Me, personally, I think Terence Crawford is a generational talent. I think he has enough to get the job done because, let's be honest, Terence Crawford's a great champion who could have fought in any era.
But the man's old. That's the thing. Terence Crawford, he's a lot more older than most of these guys now. You know, I feel like if this was TC like a couple years ago, it would have been a dominant performance. But he's just might slow down, and I just feel like Madrimov might have an edge on him.
But we just seen him get the best win of his career against Errol Spence Jr., man. I mean, it's hard to say because this guy's...
make fights.
It doesn't matter. This guy's a complete fighter. This guy seems like he could adapt to any fight. This guy's like a Mayweather with power, and that's the scary part because he is also a switch hitter.
Well, we'll see. You know, at 147, he was real dominant, but 154, you know, they pack a different punch there.
For sure, and I know that Israel Madrimov is also a switch hitter, and I know he likes to come forward, man. This guy is a scary fighter to be fighting at 154, especially for your first debut.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, who is Madrimov? Who has he really fought?
I believe this is his first title defense, right?
Yep, that's correct.
And I just feel like, you know, there's like a hole in Madrimov's game where he puts his hands down when he gets comfortable. I just don't like that, especially when he's leaping in with his punches. He has his hands down and he leaps in to knock you out.
And we know Terence Crawford's a very sneaky fighter because sometimes Terence Crawford will just kind of wait. He'll stalk you a little bit. You know, against Errol Spence, he didn't wait. He went straight in, but I think that's because he's been watching Errol Spence for a long time. I feel like with this fight, I think he'll just see what Israel Madrimov has to present for him. And I think, to be honest, he's going to make it look fairly easy.
I disagree. I feel like this is actually going to be one of his hardest fights. I feel like Madrimov also like is very awkward on the way he fights. And every great fighter has issues with someone awkward.
That's for sure, but I just think Terence Crawford is a special talent, man. I think there's a reason why there's talks of him fighting Canelo Alvarez at 168, which is 3 divisions above where he's at currently. I mean, the guy packs a punch. This guy had all knockouts, 100% knockout ratio at 147 welterweight.
Now, let's say he does beat Madrimov. Do you think TC goes up against someone like Canelo for his next fight if Canelo gets by Berlanga?
You know, I think that he does want that. I don't know if we do get that. Canelo did state in a lot of interviews that he doesn't look forward to fighting someone that's 3-weight divisions smaller just because he knows he won't get the credit if he beats him.
But if the money's right.
Exactly. Canelo says he won't get the credit even if he beats him, or if he loses, people are going to discredit his legacy. Exactly. But again, if the money's right, and we know someone with the money, Mr. Turki Al-Rashid, if the money's right, I mean, anybody would get in that ring, right? Turki Al-Rashid knows what he has in Terence Crawford, and that's the reason he's main eventing this great card with amazing fighters like Andy Ruiz, Pitbull Cruz, Rayo Valenzuela, Jared Anderson, David Morrell, Andy Cruz.
The perfect card.
The list goes on, guys. I mean, I truly believe that this is the best fight card in possibly the last 20, 30 years. I mean,
years for sure.
This is going to go down in history as possibly the best fight card ever.
Now, do you see if Madrimov wins, where do you see him going next? Does he try to fight for undisputed, or does he move up a weight division, or he gets the Canelo fight?
That'd be very crazy. You know, I don't think anybody would expect him winning. Although a lot of people who do know boxing, they know Madrimov isn't no pushover. It's not like this is a cherry pick, right? Mm-hmm. The guy only has 10 fights, but that just shows you that he's a champion, guys. I mean, this guy's ready to fight. But I do think if he were to somehow pull the upset, I think he'd probably try to campaign at 154 and try to get the other belts. You know, we know Charlo just vacated and the belts are all scattered. So I'm pretty sure he'd want to be undisputed because it seems like nowadays everybody wants to go undisputed.
Now, there is a possibility if Errol Spence gets past Fundora, he could fight Madrimov. You know,
you're right.
That could be an up and coming fight.
And what I like is that everybody went from 147 and certain people from 154. They're all at one division now. I mean, this division, 154 pounds, is stacked, man. We got Errol Spence. We got a bunch of fighters. Tim Tszyu still in the mix. And let me mention this. The fact that we couldn't get Tim Tszyu versus Virgil Ortiz, that's very sad because I guarantee you that would have been a banger.
That would have been a monster fight. But for my final prediction, I would have to favor Terence Crawford by knockout in the, I say, 11th round. Late knockout.
I think I could agree with you there. I think it'll definitely be late, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get to unanimous decision win. I think he does pack a punch, but I'm not too sure how big of punching power he will have at 154 pounds, given that it is his debut. What I've seen in the past in the history of boxing is that when it's their debut at a certain weight division, they don't always get the knockouts, you know. But I do see him winning regardless. I think this is, like I said, is going to be fairly easy. I think after like 4 or 5 rounds, Terence Crawford's going to figure him out. And I just think he's going to put on a spectacle for all his fans in L.A. And I just can't wait to be there and watch it live.
I'll say this, guys. Don't be surprised if Terence Crawford gets knocked down at least in the first couple rounds because Madrimov is awkward, he has power, and he leaps towards his punches.
And I'll say this. Don't be surprised if Terence Crawford gets the knockout very easily within 5.
No, you're right about that.
But thank you guys for tuning in. Let us know what you guys think about this fight card. Is it the best fight card in this last 100 years? And do you guys think Terence Crawford is the king and the face of boxing? Thank you again. My name is Eric.
And I'm Alex.
And I'm your boy, Mag. Thank you guys once again for tuning into the Pound for Pound Boxing channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. And are you guys ready for the fight card of the century? Because we sure as hell are.